A foil character is a character who helps highlight the most interesting aspects of the protagonist or main character through juxtaposition and contrast. The central action of a story is typically driven by the protagonist and antagonist. They determine the plot and the denouement or how the story is resolved. However, the foil character plays a minor role in helping delineate certain aspects of the protagonist. The protagonist is the hero or the good guy, well, at least most of the time. Whereas the antagonist is the one who stands in the way of the protagonist achieving the goal. Besides being the hero, the protagonist can also be the antihero, as Macbeth is in the play Macbeth. An example of a foil character is in Lady Macduff in the play Macbeth. Lady Macbeth is a prominent character in the play, although not the protagonist. Lady Macduff is used as a juxtaposition or foil against what Lady Macbeth stands for. Lady Macbeth has no qualms about murdering King Duncan in order for her husband to seize the Scottish throne. Her tragedy lies in the eagerness with which she attempts to suppress her femininity and her inability to resolve the internal conflict between her own embedded sense of native morality and the evil acts she and her husband commit. Lady Macduff is the wife of Macduff, whom Macbeth quickly recognized as a threat to his new position as King of Scotland based on a prophecy. Macduff himself can be seen as a foil character to Macbeth in a sense. However, his main role is that of an antagonist, and we'll get to more on that later. Lady Macduff, in contrast to Lady Macbeth, is portrayed as a woman who has a strong sense of Christian moral virtue, which she embraces, and she would never even think of harming the innocent for personal gain. She is the embodiment of the feminine virtue that Lady Macbeth tries to suppress. Let's compare these two quotes from the two women, Lady Macbeth and Lady Macduff, respectively, to demonstrate this type of contrast. In the following quote, we're looking at a saying from Lady Macbeth in Act 1, Scene 5. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me hair, and fill me from the crown to the toe top full of direst cruelty. Here, Lady Macbeth is praying to be possessed by evil spirits, to unsex her and make her something less or more than a woman, to prepare for the task of murdering King Duncan. Compare this to Lady Macduff, who is introduced just before being killed alongside her son by assassins working for Macbeth in Act 4, Scene 2. I have done no harm, but I remember now I am in this earthly world, where to do harm is often laudable, to do good sometimes accounted dangerous folly. Why then, alas, do I put up that womanly defense to say I have done no harm? Lady Macbeth here is declaring her innocence, saying, I have done no harm, after receiving a warning about the possibility of being killed by the hired murderers who are out to get her. She then acknowledges that in the world she lives in, innocence is no guarantee of defense or safety. On the surface, she seems to be agreeing with Lady Macbeth that softness or innocence is a womanly defense. However, in the face of death, she asserts her moral integrity, and by extension that of her husband. When the assassin asks for her husband's whereabouts, she answers, I hope in no place so unsanctified where such as thou may find him. In short, her household's integrity puts her husband on a moral high ground where he cannot be touched.